Hey guys, this is Nick from Defaced Games. The year 2020 has been the wonder setting itself apart from the last few decades, affecting everyone and all, and kind of a wish come true for gamers. Today we're rounding up the top 10 best PC games of the year 2020 on Steam. The video has our countdown from 10 to our number 1 best game of the year. From the most anticipated games to the most unexpected games, this year has been a surprise for everyone. Without further delay, let's start with our number 10.
Doom Eternal. This Doom game is really shaping up to be one hell of a sequel. While the action-packed game suffered from a few hiccups in the previous hands-on sessions, our most recent session left any concern in the dust. Doom Eternal is blood-pumping, gore-packed, fun, and it's certainly not as mindless as its predecessors, in the best possible way. Those who were frustrated by the delay will certainly not be disappointed. The gameplay is full of adrenaline-fueled action with plenty of weapon and upgrade choices and RPG elements. It's worth noting that Doom 64 is also coming up this month. Players who crave narrative may not like this that much. Also, the story can be confusing for those who haven't played the others. Overall, it's a very strong game, pushing action shooting to its limits.
Number 9. Fall Guys. It is a platformer battle royale game which draws inspiration from game shows like Takeshi's Castle, It's a Knockout, and Wipeout, and other playground games like Tag and British Bulldog. Up to 60 players compete in matches with a battle royale style gameplay. Players, represented as jelly bean-like figures, move around a three-dimensional playing field with additional moves such as jumping, grabbing, or diving to assist gameplay. The game is to qualify for subsequent rounds by successfully completing each of the randomly selected minigames. Certain minigames involve running towards the finish line at the end of the map, while others add elements of teamwork. On every minigame, obstacles appear around the map for added complexity. Players who are too slow or fail certain requirements for a minigame are eliminated. On the final round, the remaining few players compete in a final match with a randomized minigame designed for a smaller player size. The winner of the match is the last player standing. Players can purchase cosmetics and emotes for their character to show off in-game. Number 8. Crusader Kings III. It is a grand strategy and dynasty simulator game set in the Middle Ages. Dynasties can form cadet branches that have their own heads and act mostly independently from their parent dynasty. The heads of dynasties will be able to use the new resource known as Renown to assert their control over their house. Characters now have full-body 3D rendered character models instead of 2D portraits as in the previous games. Characters have traits that affect their stats and behavior, making so that choices that go against the character's traits will increase the character's stress. The game's genetic system allows characters to pass on some of their characteristics to their descendants. Characters are able to select one of 5 lifestyles to follow. Each lifestyle has 3 skill trees that allow characters to enhance skills related to that lifestyle. There are a number of playable regions and government types with unique tenets and bonuses. The map is about 4 times more detailed than the previous games and slightly larger. Number 7. Among Us. Among Us became an overnight triumph and can most definitely be considered one of the most successful games of 2020 despite its 2018 release. It is an online multiplayer social deduction game. The game takes place in a space-themed setting where players each take on one of 2 roles, most being crewmates and the predetermined number being imposters. The game supports 4 to 10 players. 1 to 3 of these players are randomly selected each game to be imposters, while the rest are crewmates. The game can take place on one of 3 maps: a spaceship, a headquarters building, or a planet base. Crewmates are given tasks to complete around the map in the form of minigames consisting of maintenance work on vital systems such as electrical rewiring and fueling engines. Imposters are given a fake list of tasks in order to blend in with crewmates and have the ability to sabotage the map's systems, traverse all vents, identify any other imposters, and murder crewmates. The crewmates win by completing all tasks before being murdered or by finding and eliminating all the imposters. For the imposters to win, they must kill enough crewmates such as the number of imposters is equal to the number of crewmates or have the sabotage countdown run out. Number 6. Horizon Zero Dawn. It is an action role-playing game played from a third-person view. Players take control of Aloy, a hunter who ventures through a post-apocalyptic land ruled by robotic creatures to uncover her past. Aloy can kill enemies in a variety of ways, setting traps such as tripwires using the tripcaster, shooting them with arrows, using explosive, and a spear. Aloy can dodge, sprint, slide, or roll to evade her enemies' advances. Upon killing machines, they drop machine components including electricity and the metal, which are vital to Aloy's survival. She can loot their remains for crafting resources such as ammo, resource satchels, pouches, quivers, resistances, antidotes, traps, and much more. Weapons have modification slots for dealing more damage. Aloy wears a focus, a small headpiece that scans machines to determine their susceptibilities, identify their locations, their level, and the nature of the loot they will drop. Horizon Zero Dawn is praised for its open world, story, visuals, combat, characterization, and awesome gameplay. Number 5.
Half-Life Alyx. First things first, Half-Life Alyx is not Half-Life 3. It's a brand new Half-Life game for virtual reality devices. And while not Half-Life 3, it's still pretty exciting and one of the biggest titles of 2020. And yes, it's finally releasing this March. The game will retail at $60, but it's free to anyone who owns a Valve Index VR headset. Also, to celebrate its launch, Valve is making all other Half-Life games free on Steam until Alyx launches. It's Valve's biggest project yet, tested on several VR setups. Few facts worth noting. All the guns are one-handed in-game. It's the first Half-Life with a voiced hero. G-Man and other old characters return. Alyx will have gravity gloves instead of a portal gun, and there will be head crabs. You can play it with any PC-based VR headset. If you don't own any VR, well, you can still enjoy the whole Half-Life collection free on Steam.
Number 4. Microsoft Flight Simulator. As the name suggests, it is a flight simulator game where you can pilot airplanes and fly anywhere in the world. This is the knockout blow for anyone on the fence about it so far. Literally anywhere in the world. The whole planet is mapped and modeled, ready to be flown across from tens of thousands of airports. This being a Microsoft game, it simulates the entire Earth using textures and data from Bing Maps. You can fly to every single airport in the world too, all 37,000 of them. To pull off this feat, the studio is using a combination of Bing satellite imaging and a whole lot of manual work. On top of seeing other players in the world, Microsoft Flight Simulator will simulate real daily air traffic across the world. You can choose to filter out non-realistic pilots in multiplayer. The weather system runs deep here. Clouds cast shadows over landscape below and over each other. The game has the best graphics and detailing we have ever seen across any game on any platform. Number 3. Hades. It is a roguelike action role-playing video game where the player controls Zagreus, the son of Hades, as he attempts to escape the underworld to reach Mount Olympus. Each run challenges the player through a random series of rooms populated with enemies and rewards, and the player uses a combination of their main weapon attack, dash power, and magic ability to defend themselves while avoiding damage, to progress as far as possible. Upon starting a run, one of the Olympians will provide a gift, a choice of 3 persistent boosts for that run that a player can select. The gifts are themed based on the Olympian. After clearing a room, the player will be shown the type of reward that they may earn if they complete the next room. You can also interact with the various characters of the underworld, which provide narrative elements to the game, but may also provide quests with additional rewards. If Zagreus' health points drop to 0, he dies and ends up facing his father, removing all gifts granted from the last run. Number 2.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. From the creators of Ori and the Blind Forest, the acclaimed adventure game with so many awards, comes the new highly anticipated sequel, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Expect the same mix of precise platforming and exploration, and as you unlock new skills, you'll backtrack through stunning side-scrolling scenery to reach previously inaccessible areas. Will of the Wisps puts far more emphasis on combat than its predecessor. It has a new suite of weapons and abilities, including swords, bows, and explosive projectiles. The story is not fully revealed yet. We know that the game has different upgradable abilities, character customization, NPCs, side quests, and also asynchronous multiplayer time trials. It's simply one of the best games of this year.
And at number 1, Cyberpunk 2077. It It is a first-person open-world role-playing video game developed and published by CD Projekt. The game is one of the most sold video games on Steam this year. In Cyberpunk, you play as V, a mercenary whose voice, face, hairstyle, body type and modifications, background, and clothing are customizable. The perk tree branches into melee, blades, handguns, shotguns, rifles, sniper rifles, hacking, two-handed combat, assassination, and much more. You can upgrade and purchase cyberware implants, and black markets offer military-grade abilities. In-game, you can take cover, aim, run, jump, double jump, and slide. There are 3 types of ranged weapons, all of which can be customized and modified. Weapon use increases accuracy and reloading speed, which are manifested in characters' animations. The game can be completed without killing anyone, with non-lethal options for weapons and cyberware. And with this final video of the year, we wish you a very happy new year with promise to see you in the next one. If you like the video, do consider subscribing to us for more videos like this in the future. See you next time.